Good morning to all the people who are on time, and good afternoon to those who are coming in from Australia, like Terry. Good afternoon, Terry.
Good afternoon. Yes, it's 3 p.m. here in Western Australia, and it's a little later on the East Coast.
Yeah,
Thanks
I'm
for
so
having me,
happy to
Sharon.
have you. Yeah, this is our final webinar for the year, and it's a great way to end the year, at least for me. And I look forward to hearing from you in the next for the next maybe 45 minutes or so. And I'm sure so is our audience, delighted to be here. For those who don't know us already, my name is Sharad Agarwal. I'm the founder of Cybergear and onlywebinars.com. Onlywebinars.com we started when COVID happened, and it was launched as a platform for having meaningful conversations and engaging with people from different parts of the world. And we've been quite successful at that, if I may say that. But today is all about Terry, and Terry is a good friend. I've done a few sessions with her in the recent past, and I love her work. And just by way of introduction, you must have seen Terry's profile on LinkedIn. She wears many hats. She's a coach, she's a mentor, she's a trainer, facilitator, speaker, all that rolled into one. I almost call her a one-woman industry. And for good reason, because Terry is also the #1 impact-driven coach in the world. And impact is probably the word that stands out for me when I look back, at this year and even before 2020. What stood out for me were, clearly empathy, kindness, and impact. These were the three major learnings for me while interacting with so many different people. And we are fortunate to have Terry with us today. She's going to be talking about, how we can reach our next level of leadership, growth, and impact. It'll help you in your planning process for 2022. So whether you're a life coach or a business coach or a leader in your organization, do chip in with your comments through the chat window or the Q&A. We'll be happy to take your questions. And I'm going to hand it over to Terry to get started. And so Terry, over to you, and please educate us.
Awesome. Thanks, Sharad. So happy to be here. Let me just share my screen. I have got a presentation I'm going to run everyone through. So I'll put that in presentation mode. Super excited to be here. This is definitely not our first time together, Sharad, so it's nice to be back in front of some of your amazing people, and obviously some of mine as well, and some newbies to the webinar. So this is definitely about reaching the next level of leadership, growth, and impact. And as Sharad said, yeah, impact is such a massive thing at the moment. And as coaches, that's one of the biggest things I think that we need to harness and really be looking at the way that we can make a major impact to not only to our clients, but to ourselves. And the biggest turnaround I've had is actually, in some respects, looking at the way that I show up to be the best person I can be, because then I know I'm going to attract the right clients who truly love what I do and how I can support them to be that same way as well. So like Sharad said, whether you're a business coach, life coach, leadership coach, whatever type of coach you are, or if you're an entrepreneur generally or someone that's just in business, this is going to be awesome for you. So it has been a year of opportunities, and for some it's been a year of massive reflection. So I'm going to take you through how to actually look at the year that we've had, and then how to look at planning the year that's coming. There has never been a better time to step into where we're at the moment. So what you can expect from me, let me just get our photos out of the way, over the next 60 minutes, as in like that's about the time that we've got together. A little bit more about me, because I think what's relevant here is the story that we can share with each other and with our clients too, to get a real idea of who we are and how we can support people through their journeys and how we can support each other. I think as coaches and mentors, that's one of the biggest things, is how we can support each other on our journeys. Success starts with two words: I can. So those words I cannot, or that word I cannot, left my vocabulary a long time ago. That's why I can't even say it properly. I can are two words that I keep very strongly in front of me always. And if it's not I can, it's who can help me so that I can. Playing full out, show up, give back, which is where the impact comes into it. Action precedes clarity, something that so many have gone, I need clarity until I can start doing. No, you need to start doing to get clarity. You're going to go through that. Client results is the new marketing, and be your best client. So you should always be looking at yourself as being the best client you could possibly have, and have that as your benchmark. And then we're going to go through Q&A at the end, so with as much time as possible. So who am I? I am authentically me, and you'll see a lot of the way through what I'm going through in this presentation. You'll see it is about authenticity, and authenticity is such a big thing for me because people buy who we are. You know, yes, we can all come up with these processes and different ways of supporting people, but we need to be authentic in our delivery. So what you see is what you get. You know, I loved having this photo shoot. My photographer very much honed in on my essence, and I thought, wow, that's what being a coach is about, is being in your true essence. So I always strive to be the best me that I can be. And my mantra is I wake up every day so that I can play a bigger game in order to empower others to do the same. So it's super important that I say that to myself every day. I can say it verbatim, day in, day out, and you should have your own mantra too. I'm married. I have 3 children of my own and 3 stepchildren. I live in a beautiful place called Kalgoorlie, Western Australia, which is it's like a central gold mine city, a small city, where my husband and I have a contract business in gold mine. I've been a business coach for 18 years, so it doesn't matter where I work from. We went to where his work is, where his business thrives the most, and I love it here. It's a beautiful little place to be in. I live, love, and laugh daily. That's something so important to me. It's like we go through tough times, things happen. Sometimes there's, grief. We're going through grief or sadness or different moments or anger or all this, but I live, love, and laugh. I make sure that's something that I live into all the time. I choose my responses, and my responses give me my results. So no matter what's going on in my life, it's how I respond to it is always going to make me that better person. I journal daily. You'll get a little bit more about that. I am me, and my song that I love, which is my song that I always play to myself, is my theme song is from The Greatest Showman. This is me. So I want you to think about what your theme song would be. Maybe you've got one, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, think of what could be your theme song for 2022. So who are you? How are you showing up daily, or how are you choosing to show up? What's your theme song? So that's a little bit about me, but anyone who gets, sorry about that, a bit trigger happy. Anyone who gets to know me or knows me already, that I am me. What you see is what you get. One of the key things that drives me, and this will be what drives every single person as a leader, it's about your leadership, it's about your growth, it's about the impact you give, is your mindset is everything. Your state controls everything. So once again, my little story about me and how I show up is because I choose to be in that positive state. And yeah, look, I'm not perfect. I have little moments as well that things don't go the right way for me. It's not what I planned. It's gone off track some way. So what I tend to do is give myself permission to take some time out to just think about what's happened and then bring myself back into that state. It's taken me a long time to get to that. It used to be days of allowing myself to be in that state, but knowing whatever state it is, that it controls everything that you do. Something really important to consider too here is that high achievers always have, as much as possible in that positive state. But what a lot of people do is justification. They try to justify how they're feeling and saying, or what's happened, and saying, this happened because. It's like, it isn't flowing for me just yet because. It's this year will be my best year because. Justifying good, bad, or indifferent. It didn't happen that way because. It's COVID. Oh my gosh, everyone would have heard of that. Things didn't happen because of COVID. I know why, and that is blah, 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 whatever that is. Stop talking and start acting is the key with this. And how important is what is going on really to you? Is it something that you should be getting involved in, or is it something that's more important to someone else and you're just choosing to be part of the conversation? So be mindful that your state controls everything. And you know, the more that you get involved in things that are not going to drive you in the direction that you want to go, the longer it's going to take you to get there. Okay, so this is something else. It's like, by the way, I've got all these little sayings that I've put together because I know it's the difference maker to me, and hopefully it'll be the difference maker to you. So you don't take a day off from success. It's like, okay, well, maybe tomorrow will be success day. I know yesterday wasn't too bad. Today is my day of success. Once you are on that journey, every day is a contract. Every day you're committing to honoring that contract of success is a daily ritual that you should have, whatever that looks like for you. It's not to say that it has to be the same. Remember, you are you. There is only one you. So success is a daily contract that you need to take on. So how do you start your day and how do you finish your day? Should be, I start my day with intention of what do I want to achieve for that day, based on maybe your intention for the week, intention for the month, intention for the quarter, for the year, whatever it is, for your 10 years, whatever it is. You start like that and you end on a way of giving yourself gratitude for what you've achieved in that day, good, bad, or indifferent. But it is a daily contract that you need to consider. Now, I said to you I'd be speaking about authenticity, and you'll hear that a lot from me. Authentic authority is something that has driven me to where I am at today. I picked up that authentic authority probably 6 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, is when I went, authority is so important. How do you build yourself to a place of recognition where other people can see you and know who you are from that space? And, you know, there's so many people out there teaching on brand and, you know, how to be the best person that you can be and how to put yourself out there in the market. But what about authenticity? I know there's a lot out there saying they teach authenticity, but are they truly helping you be that authentic person? Because the only person who can truly help you be that is you. We can guide you on that journey, but ultimately you know who you are. So with authentic authority is super, super important, that if you say there's one thing you're going to do in 2022 is be authentically you and let the rest of the world know, as in your world that you want to be part of, that this is who you are. And don't ever try to live in to what you think other people want you to be. Live into your true self, your true authentic authority. Creating rituals for you, because I can't tell you how to start tomorrow. Only you can do that, because you know you well enough as to what will work for you. I can help you stretch yourself and I can help you be the best you can be from a market perspective and how to attract the best clients very easily. But you are you. You have to guide and lead that. So this leadership is truly around being authentic. I love this saying from Oscar Wilde, be yourself, everyone else is already taken. I spent, when I first started coaching 18 years ago, I was part of a company. At the time, it was called Action International. I bought a franchise with them. It then changed its name to Action Coach. Some of you may have heard of Action Coach, a massive, big coaching company globally. I very quickly climbed the ladder to be their #1 female coach globally, out of well over 1,000 coaches. So it's, I mean, out of the obviously number of business coaches in the world, that's not a huge number, but it was definitely in the level of the company that I was in. And I was super proud of that. Now, I didn't sustain that. Why? Because I was trying to be someone else. I got there being them, but I couldn't sustain it because it was draining my energy. Yes, I made a lot of money, but I got to that point when I sort of topped a level and then dropped very quickly because I couldn't sustain the energy of being someone else. I needed to actually live into myself. So this is another mantra of mine. I say all the time, Terry, just be yourself. Everyone's already taken. There's only one Terry. People either love you or they don't. If they don't, so be it. I don't need everyone to love me. I just need to know the people that I can make a difference to Of course, my family and friends I want to love me, but the people I can make the difference to, those that choose to come on a journey with me, if they love me, it's awesome. I don't want to be loved by them. I want to be respected because I know I can solve their problems. But I can't do that being someone else. So I've been very mindful of living into your true self. So these are some questions I want to ask yourself. We're not going to go through the answers now. It's the questions that I want you to ask yourself as you lead into 2022. Actually, finishing 2021, reflect on what made maybe you truly authentic this year. And now, this very moment, what makes you truly authentic right now? What is it about you that nobody else has? You know, what is it? I mean, we're unique. They say that there's someone in the world that looks exactly like you without being an identical twin. There's always like a doppelganger as a word, or someone who looks the same as you. Sometimes people may say that to you. Have you got a relative in the US? Because I've met someone who looks exactly like you. It's not about the looking, it's about who you are as a person. It's about those things that make you so truly unique that someone else hasn't got all of them. They might have one or two traits, or a handful of traits. What makes you truly authentic, that makes you a standout from others? What do you stand for? What is it that you would say, I'm going to stand up for this? Impact is definitely one for me. It's like I stand for impact. I stand for that word being impactful, impacting people's lives from a business perspective, impacting people's lives from a contribution perspective, impacting people's lives who don't have the same opportunities as me. For those that I know that I can definitely contribute to, because they don't have they might not have opportunities of maybe being supported and taught in a way because they want to start a business. I mean, I've coached pro bono many coaches, many business owners, entrepreneurs, to just be able to get to a level because financially they are not in a position to pay for it. That's impact, that's contribution. I've been very much a part of contributing through different charities and volunteering, and some things is about helping reduce something as opposed to the other side is feeding, supporting homelessness, solving homelessness, or feeding hungry people. It's not all about the charitable things. It's about what you're a stand for. It could be so much a stand for families. Your family is so important for you. You're a stand for family being something that is really strong to you, but make sure you know clearly what that is. And what are you passionate about? These questions are questions that you can definitely, once you answer them, it gives you that ability to step fully into your leadership. You say, I'm truly authentically, there is only one me, this is who I am. I don't need everyone to love me, this is just me. I'm a stand for whatever it is that you're a stand for, and I'm extremely passionate about this. Link all this in together and make sure that you bring this into your coaching, because if you do that, I will tell you now, if there was nothing else I gave you, if you do this and you show up and people can see that that is who you are, you will start attracting all the clients you want, because people will start resonating with who you are. So answer these 3 questions for yourself. And if you've got any questions around that at the end, we will have time for Q&A. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so what is your compelling future vision? Now, there's a few levels of this that we're going to go through, but the biggest thing is, like, many of you would know, maybe some of you specialize in this, where you help people create their future vision. What is their vision? What is that they're really working towards? Maybe it's in the next 12 months, maybe it's in 5 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe it's longer. What is it that's so compelling that drives you to get up every single day and know that you're working towards that? Even, like I said, when those days are not so great, you might have got some bad news, something's happened to you or to someone that you love or whatever, it's still something that's going to keep driving you forward. So have you crafted your future vision? Have you written? And I don't want you to think about typing a future vision. I mean, have you crafted your future vision by actually sitting down with a blank piece or a blank book or a blank piece of paper and handwriting it out, because that's when you truly are in creation mode, is when you're handwriting what your future vision is about, not typing it. You get into your left brain when you're typing, right brain is when you're handwriting. So make sure if you haven't done that, you are. And have you supported your clients to do exactly the same? You know, every one of your clients should have a compelling future vision, and you should be able to use yours as an example to say, hey, here's mine, what's yours? It's like, and we're going to go through a little bit more why all this is so important, that you're doing it for yourself and then getting your clients to do it as well. Moving on to the next part. Like I said, I'm going slide to slide because these are things that have really made a difference to my leadership and my growth and my impact. And it's like each of these little tips are things that I've gone, okay, what am I doing with this? Where's my future vision? You know, what are the key things? What am I stand for? What am I passionate about? All these things are questions that I always check in on with myself on. There's a little exercise you can do with this. You know, why do I wake up every day? Now, we wake up because we wake up, and we open our eyes when we're ready to open our eyes. And we get up when we choose to get up, whatever it is. But do you ever ask yourself, why do you wake up? You know, what's that real reason that you really choose to wake up, to jump out of bed or to get out of bed? Why is it that you don't just choose to stay in bed? What is that reason? What's that beautiful reason that you would choose to get out of bed? Now, what you can do with this as an exercise, and everyone's got a cell phone, a mobile phone, whatever you call it, and a voice recording on it, a voice recorder on it. And what I want you to do, and I told you my mantra in the beginning, and I'll share it with you again in a moment. But what I want you to do is to find that little voice recorder on your cell phone, on your mobile phone, and press it, and then say, I wake up every day to, and then follow on with why you wake up every day to, so that, and then finish that. So what the words are, I wake up every day to, fill that bit in, so that, fill that bit in. So if you write that down, I wake up every day to, so that, So mine is, I wake up every day to play a bigger game so that I can empower others to do the same. Now, why do I wake up every day? From the real heart-centered part of me is to show my three beautiful girls that they can be whoever they choose. So I wake up every day to be the best me I can be, so they can see that they can be the best daughters, people, business owners, coaches, whatever they choose to be in their life. So they can be that. They can see it's possible. So that's behind everything, or actually that's overriding everything. That's my real reason why I wake up. But that ripples onto everything I do with my clients as well. So whether it's the coaches that are working with me, or whether it's the end user client, no matter who it is, it's like, if I just keep being the best me I can be, so I get out of bed and say, what am I going to do today to make sure that I'm being the best me I can be, and to make sure I can empower others to do the same. So I want you to create that mantra as well. So I wake up every day to ... so that ... So create yours as well. It's something that is absolutely, and I would say I've been saying that same mantra for 10 years now. I've never changed it because it means everything to me, and it ripples in through all my marketing as well. So make sure that you've got yours. So this is the bringing you into your true leadership. The next part of is, what's your origin story? What is that story that when you tell people that story, that they go, wow, that is amazing. You know, it could be that you go back to a time in your youth when something just happened. You know, it's like, I remember when I was young. I think I was about 8. I'm trying to remember the exact time, but let's just say for the sake of this, I was 8 years old. And when I was a little girl growing up, I always used to have my dolls. Everyone would know a Barbie doll. Hopefully, if you don't know what a Barbie doll is, Google it because they're one of the oldest dolls around. And I had my Barbie dolls, and I used to line them all up, and I'd put all these books in a row, and it was like my audience. They were my audience, and I would perform to my Barbie dolls. So I'd get my hairbrush, and I'd be either singing or speaking, or they'd be my audience, and the books would be the walls. This is my little theatre that I was in. And I always remember being 8 years old, and I used to dance. I used to dance around the house. My parents were always saying, Terry, stop dancing. Like, stop dancing, just stand still for 5 seconds. And I realised that I loved to perform. And I said to my mum, like, my friends were doing ballet, and I said to my mum, Mum, can I please do ballet? I would really love to be a ballerina. It's a little girl's dream, be a princess, be a ballerina. And she said no. She said no. She said, we can't afford it, and it's too expensive. That's for the wealthy people. You know, some of you would have heard these stories yourself. That's for other people. You can't do that. And she squashed my dream at that moment. But what I realized was that I never actually lost that dream to be a performer. And that's why I love to speak. I love running webinars. I love getting up on stages. I sing. I love to do a lot of things where I can get up in front of people and perform. And that was my moment that I go back to, and I say, that's when I knew that I was doing the right thing in life, is when I realized that I was a performer and I needed to follow that passion. So what's your origin story? Where is some time in your life that you can go back to and write that story and say, this is it? And when you share it with your community, they go, wow. And they start thinking about what theirs is as well. So that's that story that's going to take them back. Oops, sorry. Then, the next part of this is your origin story. So why do you wake up every day? What's your origin story? Leads you on to, are you living your legacy? Not what is the legacy you want to leave. We hear this so often. Are you actually living your legacy now? Because this is what this should be about. In order to leave something amazing where people will remember you, and I mean, family obviously will, for obvious reasons, whatever those obvious reasons are. This is about creating your legacy every single day. It's not about writing what you want your legacy to be when you pass on in 20, 30, 50 years, however many years ahead that is. It's about you actually living your legacy right now and knowing that that's the impact, is people want to be part of someone's journey when they're truly living their legacy. So when your physical body leaves, your legacy of what you've lived all this time will still live on. And it will be rippling on through all the people that you get to share the legacy that you are creating right now. So live it every day. So what is it for you? Have you truly thought about that? Because this is leadership, is when you know that you have a legacy that you're living. You're waking up every day. You're waking up, a mantra could be, I wake up to live my legacy so that I can show others how to live theirs. It could be something as simple as that. So, you know, what is yours? What is your legacy that you're living? Okay, this is something pretty awesome, and this is a little formula that I love. It's called the 3 C's plus 1. So the 3 C's here, as you can see, is the first C is confidence. So is, you know, how confident are you? And this is about leadership, growth and impact, and it's about being the best coach you can be, so that you're right now saying, if you were to rate yourself out of 10, 10 obviously being the highest, for each of these, as I explain what it means to me, and then you put your meaning to it, is then, you know, you want to be aiming to get 10 out of 10 with this. So confidence speaks for itself. It's how confident are you in you? But it speaks for itself in what is confidence. Confidence is when you show up, you hold your head high and you go, yep, I can do this. I can totally do this. I just can. It's like the confidence is, it's not about knowing everything. It's about being the best you can be. It's that waking up and knowing you're being the best you can be. I'm confident enough to say to each and every person on this call that if you're ready to take yourself and your coaching business to another level, I can absolutely help you if you are ready to gain that 10 out of 10 confidence for yourself. Maybe you're not quite there yet. I'm confident enough to say that I could help you, and I'm absolutely certain that I could do it when you're certain that you're ready. When you've got that level of certainty that what you've got to offer, you're confident to offer it, and you're certain that what you've got to offer can make a difference to a person. Now, as a coach or as coaches, our biggest gift is the questions we ask. It's not about knowing all the answers, it's about the questions we ask. If we're certain that if someone says something and you're certain that you can ask them a question about that, like, you may not know the answer to what they're saying, but you may say, tell me a little bit more about that. How long's this been happening for you? How does that make you feel? It's about the certainty around the questions you're asking and the certainty around what you can do, what you can offer for them. And the third one is the biggest. And this is, when I was first started out with Action Coach, the saying we got right from the get-go was fake it till you make it. You guys are not coaches yet. You're only just learning, so you need to act like you are. So straight away, you need to dress like a coach. You need to have the best car. So when you drive into your client's driveway, they can see, wow, this person's successful. They're driving a Mercedes-Benz. You know, it's like fake it till you make it. You're not there yet, but you will get there. All this will allow you to get there. And of course, what did I do? Followed that mantra. That mantra is well and truly gone, apart from when I run a webinar. I am 100% congruent. What you see is what you get. What you see is what I teach, is what I do. It's like I don't expect anyone to do anything that I don't do myself. So congruency is about you showing up and doing everything you expect your clients to do. If you're asking them to write a compelling future vision, or their legacy or their origin story, you better have one yourself, because that's congruency. If you don't, then obviously you're in a position where you will get caught out. Hence why when I was earning $50,000 a month as a very successful business coach, eventually it was like, yes, I was attracting clients. Clients were paying me $5,000 plus per month. Didn't take a lot of clients to get to $50,000 if you do the sums. I had group coaching, I had all this, but I couldn't sustain it because I was incongruent. I wasn't doing what I was teaching them. I had a business development manager who was giving me clients, and I was coaching these clients. If someone dropped off, you know, you'll see on this PowerPoint, clients for life. You know, my goal is to help you get clients for life, and for me to have clients for life. I didn't have clients for life. I had clients that stayed a couple of months and left. Why? Because I was incongruent. So congruency is such a big one for each and every one of you. So be what you say, teach and coach. Some of you are going, but what's the plus one? We'll get to that. So don't be concerned about that. So this is where we get into a little bit about action precedes clarity. So authentic coaching is the essence of who you are aligned with, the essence of your client, which means that the first thing that you need to do, even if you've been a coach like me for 18 years, every day I'm always thinking about what can I do today that is going to make me an even better coach, even better mentor. And it's that authenticity and learning how to be better at that. And it's bringing out the essence of who I am and aligning and making sure my clients can feel like they can bring out the essence of who they are. Now with this, it's not about getting 100% clear on all of it. It's about taking the action. Yes, that worked. No, that didn't. Okay, I gave it a go. What do I need to change? If you're not taking action, you can never get clarity. If you put clarity before action, then guess what? You're just trying to be perfect, trying to find all your ducks to line up in a row, and you're never truly going to get there because you're not taking the action to get there. So authentic coaching is truly about taking that action, which precedes the clarity. The clarity will come afterwards. Now, what you think is the right, now, not what you think is the right action, what you know is. So don't let your thoughts get in the way of your thinking says, let me think about what I should be doing. It's like, I know right now I need to work on my coaching skills. I need to look at how I'm showing up to my clients. I need to learn more about the numbers in business because, hey, I'm not very congruent with that. In fact, I don't even know where my numbers are. Whatever it is for you, it's you would know what it is that you need to improve for yourself and bring out the essence of that in what you're doing with your clients as well. To get clients for life, I tell you what, clients are very forgiving when you are being your true authentic self and the essence of you comes out. And this here, everyone would know this. I mean, if you don't know this, like maybe you're starting out and you're looking to be a coach, but even everyone knows testimonials are the best marketing you can ever have. It's like video testimonials are by far the best, but testimonials are amazing marketing. If you only ever, and here's a bit of a hint for those that potentially could be starting out. Go out, put out in the market, you're looking 3 people that you're looking to coach for free. So for nothing, you're going to coach them pro bono for 6 weeks, 3 months, whatever works for you. Look for 3 people that you're going to coach them on whatever it is that you coach. Now, what they do for you is give you a testimonial. Straight away, you've got your first 3 testimonials. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 3 weeks. Something that you know you can share with them so powerfully to get testimonials if you don't have them already. There's always ways to get them. Get them saying, I believe my coach is the best coach ever because he shows up himself. He always shows me how to be the best person by being that themselves. He's shown me how to take my business from 0 to hero. Whatever it is, you want the testimonials from those people. So the more that you can get these, this is the way. Like I've run quite a few programs that haven't gone anywhere, to be honest, but they've been great. They just haven't, like, I haven't been engaged enough in them because I thought, yeah, this isn't really, I'm not thriving in it, so I'm not that passionate about it, and therefore my clients are not going to get those results. But what I do is I get testimonials at certain stages through it to see if there's enough value for the clients. If a client doesn't want to give a testimonial, then I know that they're not really getting enough value from it. Or, clients will drop off because particularly when they're pro bono. So, you've got to make sure that you're showing up and being the best you if you're asking for testimonials. The best client you should ever, ever have is you. You've got to know how to be your best client. Do not expect anybody to come along and be an awesome client if you can't be one for yourself. So it's like, I look at it and I say, if I was that client now and I'm coaching myself based on the fact that I haven't had the session yet, what's my coaching? What's my best coaching for myself? And I want to make sure if I was to give myself a testimonial based on my belief of me as a coach, what would I say about myself? And, it's very easy for us to downplay anything we'd say about ourselves. It's easier for us to say awesome things about other people. It's harder for us to say awesome things about ourselves. Why? Because that's ego, so they say. But if you truly believe you are an amazing coach, that's because you would be the best client. So this also means become someone else's best client. As coaches, we all should have coaches and mentors, every single one of us. Anyone who thinks they don't need it is not a good coach. Why? Because we need that same level of support. So we need to be the best clients for someone else, knowing that we're the best clients for ourselves as well. So hopefully, like I said, here's another thing. If you only get one thing out of this, let it be this: become your best client. All right, I said there was another C. It's a C. I like it being impact, but impact doesn't start with C. So let's look at it as contribution. So this is the final one. So you've got your confidence, you've got your certainty, and who can remember what the third one is? Let's have a look in the chat. Write it in the chat. You can remember what congruence. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love when everyone's playing full out. You should be writing as much. I can see that there are messages coming in. I'm just not actually reading them, but I can see that they're coming out. Congruency, which, as I said, is such a big one. This is the one that is the umbrella of it all. It's the contribution. It's what you give back. So as coaches, what we need to be doing on a daily basis, step up and give back. It's the final one that is the real key to all of this, is to making sure that your contribution is at the highest level. Now, I'm not just talking about contributing to charity or contributing to your clients. You've got to contribute to yourself. And there is actually a fifth, and that is, congratulations, or that, that celebration, congratulations that you have with yourself and your clients, but yourself first. True leadership is when you know that you work harder on yourself than you ever will on your clients. You've got to keep showing up. So it is the actual fifth or sixth, if you want to look at it like that. But contribution is such a big one. So every day, make sure you're stepping up and you're giving back to others. Pro bonos. I will always have pro bonos. I wouldn't care if I was $100 million coach or $1 billion coach. I would always have pro bonos. Why? Because that's my contribution. That's my give back. That's what I love to do. I love to help people to see that they can do this. It's not like I'm not gifted in any way, any different than anyone else. I'm just someone who chooses to step up and give back. And I want to help others do the same. So I'll always have pro bonos. And that's really super important to me. I take on usually about 10 a year. So, and certain, I don't go out looking for them. I just know there's certain people I come across that go, you know what, I'd really love to help you. Would you be interested in me coaching you for free? And I don't take them on unless they are fully committed and they're fully coachable. If someone's prepared to do the work, but that's my contribution back. So what are you doing with your, in regards to your contribution? And remember this, another one of my favorite sayings, and anyone who's worked with me will know I say this all the time. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So think about, if you are showing up to your coaching calls and you're feeling a bit tired because you didn't sleep very well, then guess what? That's how you're going to be doing everything else. If you're not taking notes or recording your sessions so that you can go back and listen to your coaching sessions, have a coaching session with a client and then go back and listen to it. If you're not doing that, then guess what? Everything else is going to follow that. So how you do one thing is how you do everything. All right, I am going to stop sharing and we're going to get into some question and answer. But before I do that, I just want to say, I'll bring Sharad back in a moment. At the end of this, after we finish, I am going to get in touch with you, as many of you who would love to have contact with me, obviously through LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, that's super awesome. That's a good way we can do it. But anyone who chooses to jump on a call with me, because I'd love to speak with you, I love working with people and helping people, is going to go in and have an opportunity to get my coaching program, which is called Authentic Wealth Accelerator. It's a 12-month group program. With 40 hours worth of education. They're going to get an opportunity to get that for free. So that's my little offer. So, but first, before we do that, let's jump into some Q&As, Sharad. Thank you.
Thanks, Terry. I've been writing down so many things, and I think that goes into my right brain. And thanks for sharing, the 3 C's. That was amazing. And I have 3 A's for you, by the way, Terry. And those 3 A's are, the first one is amazing, second is awesome, and third is authentic. And I mean it. Those are my 3 A's for you. I hope it serves as a testimonial. And I'm sure my audience agrees with, all these nuggets. And they will definitely help each one of us, I believe, in being a better version of ourselves and in making a difference. And I'm a great believer in that. And sharing is caring and giving back is everything. So more power to you, Terry. Before I go to the Q&A part, I want our audience to know that Terry runs a program, which is the Global Impact for Entrepreneurs. I'm happy to be part of that. And I'm sure some of our audience members would also be interested. So you can reach out to Terry and make your case directly to her. You can reach her or connect with her through LinkedIn. If you need her direct contact information, you can reach out through me as well. Before we go into the comments and the questions which are there, my takeaways were we all need to get a theme song, right, for 2022 that should spur us on. We have to be, truly authentic and have that authentic authority. That's one of the takeaways for me. Have a future vision. If you don't already have one, jot it down, work towards that. And what stood out for me was what do you wake up, what's the reason that you wake up every day? It's very simple, but very powerful. Think about it and see what works for you. What is your origin story is also, something to think about, something to work on. And finally, my last note that I took was about clients for life, which I think is so powerful. I mean, having been in business for 25 years, I can just recall 2 or 3 that have been, with me from the beginning, and I cherish those. We are blessed in many ways if we can have clients for life. So I think all of us need to start working towards that. I'm getting into the chat box now, Terry. And so one of our audience members wants to know, how do you celebrate your wins? Can you share that with us?
Oh, that is an amazing question. Thank you so much for asking that. I actually celebrate my wins with my team a lot of the time. Is like, without any doubt, like I do have support team, and without any doubt, everything that I'm achieving is as a result of a whole team effort. It's like, yes, I'm the face, I'm the voice, and I show up, but my team helped me have this all happen. And it was interesting. I just gave one of my team a bonus for Christmas, for the Christmas break. And I said to her, I want you to go and buy yourself something beautiful because you have been so incremental to my success. And that was me celebrating through her. So she went and bought her little boy all these toys. and then he did a little video, sent this video and said, thank you, Auntie Terry, for the beautiful presents. That's me celebrating. So my celebration is a lot through contribution. I celebrate if it's client results, we celebrate together. This is our way of celebrating usually. It's like, well, what are you going to go and do for yourself, Sharad? You've just achieved these amazing results. Tell me what you're going to do, and I want you to send me a video of it so I can see it. So my celebration directly is definitely with my team and my family and my husband, and it's just doing something special. I love getting out in nature and just enjoying life, but that's such a beautiful question. Thank you for asking.
All right, and the others are mainly comments. Susan Furness, who's a great friend and been on our webinars.
Yes.
She is going to get on a call with you, she says, soon enough. And she thanks you for that offer that you generously made. I think she's going to take you up on that one. Lara is saying, seriously, Lara Khoury, again, a well-wisher of our programs. She says it's a seriously uplifting hour. I can second that. I have learned so much in the last 45 minutes. It's unbelievable. I have to, just assimilate all of that and process it. And likewise, I think so many other people have the same, feedback, Terry. So it's all good. We are blessed to have had the opportunity to close with this webinar with you. And a little bit of housekeeping before we sign off. We have 2 more exciting webinars coming up in January. And Terry, if you are free, do join us for those. We have the What's Next webinar. It's our 6th edition, which is happening on 11th January at 4 p.m. UAE time. And we are talking about leadership challenges and opportunities in 2022. We have an illustrious panel, truly global, from US, Europe, Far East, and the Middle East. And the other one that I want to talk about is on 25th January at 5 p.m. UAE time. And we are going technology this time. The topic is your brand future sensing the Web 3.0, metaverse, and NFTs? There's been so much talk of metaverse ever since Facebook rebranded. And we have some specialists from, again, US, Europe, and Far East joining us. So that's going to be a great session. All you have to do is go to onlywebinars.com and register for these, and we'll be happy to see you on the other side. And for those who could not attend today, no worries, you'll get a recording of Terry's webinar through Zoom and also a podcast. So do stay connected. I want to wish all Terry and the audience, thank you for spending your 60 minutes with us. Have a fabulous 2022. Stay connected. And if you need to reach out to Terry, you know how to do that. And I'm happy to connect you as well. So thanks again, Terry. All the best to you for the next year.
Thanks, Sharad. I so appreciate being your final for the year. So I'm going to go and celebrate now because that's an awesome milestone for me.
I'm going to celebrate as well.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Terry. Love you and all the best, audience. See you on the other side. Bye.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.